do that though.
Oh, yeah. There you go, Magnet. That was cool. Damn, you still got it. Forget what they're saying.
Is this the top?
I think it's, oh yeah. Yeah, there's a couple pinchers to your right and then you see
okay.
it. So that's the hardest climb in the gym.
Yeah, one of the...
And it technically took you two.
Two times, yeah.
So if mine takes you 3, then my climb's the new hardest climb in the gym.
The hardest climb in the gym.
So we know what the goal is.
They're gonna market the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Ludwig set the hardest
The hardest climb in the gym.
Nice, man. I look like a pro. Nice, yeah, perfect. And now move your right foot up as well. Yeah, easy. Come on, man. Yeah, nice, that's super strong. You have a jug above you. Yeah, nice. Hey, you look like a real climber there, wow. That was very good.
And then how do you get down, per se?
Yeah, that's the hard part. Just maybe turn around the other way and then try to maybe jump. You have strong legs, right? Ooh.
Was that scary?
No, maybe. I get scared watching you do it, but no, it's not
I get scared doing it.
Scary. It's not. Just do it. Oh. Yeah. Good job. Hell yeah. I think you're ready to try my climb now.
Yeah, I feel super ready.
So the plan is you start here and you start with a pogo. So you have to use this to swing out. You have to jump out to this, land the foot and the hand at the same time. You step out on this, you grab that, and I think you have to catch the toe to stop that swing. And when you get this, you still have the toe in, and then you quickly switch from a toe to a foot, and then just jump to the top hold. I would say it's very technical. It's not super hard, but it's technical and it's also committing, because that first move is a little bit scary. To jump out like that and have to land the foot and the hand at the same time is very scary. I would grade it around V4, V5 maybe. And the name is the Ender Dragon from the final boss in Minecraft.
Sounds like a guy doing a book report.
That's the first time I've ever said that. That's, I'm never gonna be able to remember that name.
Now we're gonna have to make you play Minecraft and beat the Ender Dragon after this.
So you know what to do, right?
What the No, what is that? That looks so much closer.
It's scary.
On the dodecahedron.
Dodecahedron.
What is it?
Dihedral, yeah, corner.
This is far. That's like that's a leap.
That's a leap, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was close.
Okay, I didn't commit it. I was scared of hitting it and falling on my ass.
And if you use your other foot as kind of to swing.
You look like damn Donkey Kong. Okay, I just had to commit. Okay, I can do it. I just don't want to put my foot on it.
Yeah. Should I try mine real quick?
I'm so worried about this.
Yeah?
Give it one try, yeah.
I'll give it one try.
I believe in my wall.
Okay, so I'm allowed to use this to get started, right?
Oh, yeah, to get yourself on, yeah, of course. It might be impossible.
God. Nothing is impossible, but yeah, it's definitely pretty hard. Okay, I'm gonna try the upper part too. Okay. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay.
You know how in the beginning of this video I asked if you're handy?
We found out the answer. Oh, it just ripped clean off the wall.
Yeah. There should have been more screws.
Oh, shit. I think I needed I think I needed all 4. Shit, you're right?
Yeah.
Okay. Technical timeout. Technical timeout. Dude, cut to the clip of me going, yeah, this won't move for 1,000 years. And then it falls off the wall. Given 1,000 years, it won't move.
Oh, that's much better. Oh, now you're getting it.
I just need a latch.
You could do one time, just practice the top part.
Shit.
Nice, yeah, there you go. Oh, that was so good, man. I'm a little bit scarred from pulling it off the wall, but
No. No. Oh.
It was really hard though to match the. Good job on the first part. No, oh, come on.
You just missed it.
Oh, it's so slippery, that one. Actually, I'm enjoying this though.
Is it?
Yeah, good job. This is actually, honestly, like it's way better than I thought it would be.
I hope he gets it. I really do. Because it's a failure if he doesn't.
This is the sort of problem that I'm not gonna give up until I do it, because I thought you would set something like so hard that I wouldn't even like want to try it.
Right.
Or so easy that I would do it first try.
Right.
It's very hard to get something like in between.
You want to keep trying against my and
All right.
What would you grade it now?
70 plus, maybe. Like V10.
What's that in American? Is that harder than the other one you tried?
Yeah, I think it's harder than the other one I tried. Yeah. Okay, so that's just a down climbing hold. So you use that just to get up in that position so you feel how that toe hook feels.
That's hard.
And you also have this. That sticks a bit more, I guess.
Oh, okay, this moves harder than I thought.
Okay, I'm just gonna change it a bit because I see that his toe is not sticking at all. So I'm gonna do a back catch instead. So you go for this and you have to switch to grab that. And this is not good enough, so you can't use it before going to this. So it's just a different move, but also a very cool move and technical move. Could you grab me the chalk? So I'm just gonna chalk it up for you. Thank you. Do you know what thank you is in Swedish?
Dankeschön.
No, that's German, man. Should I show you how to do that move now?
No.
You wanna
You
just...
let me beat that shit.
All right, cool.
Bravery.
Okay. Just a little bit more commitment. Just stay close to the wall. Ooh. No, that was less commitment.
Yeah, that was way less commitment.
No, come on, Sam. You have to focus on that. You see, he's a very experienced climber. He couldn't.
Well, he's also rocking Adidas shoes.
But on this, it doesn't matter too much. Just, Sam, don't focus on the left hand. Focus on that. And then the left hand is going to come automatically.
I've never climbed in trainers before.
But on that, I think trainers is better on this sort of stuff. Yeah.
It's easier.
Yeah, it's easier. So no excuse there. Do you want to show Sam how you?
Yeah. So Sam, kind of how? Let me take this one. So kind of how I.
You have to do this, so. I mean,
I know.
You got this, man. Come on. Yes. Yeah. Match it. It's so easy that time. Come on, go for it. Right hand. Focus on the right hand. Oh no! So close, man.
Actually, my left hand wasn't there. I didn't bring it up.
Yeah. Frick. That was as close as you get. Remember the microphone. You can just, you have some chest hair that you can...
Not really. But I got some skin.
You can wrap it around the neck like that.
Yeah, true.
Come on, man.
Okay, that was a fear. Fear's a mind killer.
Yeah. Come on. Nice. Now just really focus on that right hand. Get close to the wall. Yeah, nice. Come on, Ludwig. Come on, man. Yeah. There you go. Nice. Oh, hell yeah. Woo.
So we said it's V7?
That was very good.
Maybe V8?
I think, honestly, it's a V4, V5.
It's a V4 for sure.
Yeah.
With the back catch. I think with the toe, it would be V5. Or maybe it's
not
original
sure.
positioning.
I'm not sure. That was very good. Sam, my cameraman, he climbs like V9, and he took multiple tries on that. So that is really good. No,
That was fun.
You feel like what?
Like a cop pulled out of retirement for one final job, and the job is climbing a V4. Rank your problem and my problem. So I know what I climbed, and then I know what you climbed.
In V grades?
In V grades, yeah, in American.
I think you climbed around, that was around V4, V5, in between, something like that. And the one you set, probably V10.
So genuinely is the hardest climb in this gym.
I think so, yeah. It was harder than the other climb that I tried earlier, so good job on that.
I feel more proud of setting the climb than doing the climb. There's such a high chance of you flashing or not being able to do it.
No, I agree. I talked to the gym owner before you came, and
Yeah.
I said the exact same. It's probably not going to work out because you're going to set either something impossible or something way too easy.
Yeah.
Or there's just going to be one move that's super hard. But I actually fell on a lot of different moves.
Yeah.
I mean, part of the reason was because I ripped the whole top off the wall, but
Can we edit that out? The 2 times.
that is definitely not going to be edited out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Cool. Is that the gang sign or?
No. Gang sign. You can't throw gang signs here. We're in LA, bro.
Чики-брики. Пальчик выкинь. бы, конечно, не помешало.
Hey everyone, how's it going? So it's no surprise, probably, unless it's your first time here, in which case, welcome, that I like old Pokemon games. Don't get me wrong, I like the new ones too, but the older Pokemon games, there's nostalgia, simplicity, it's just really hard to beat that, sometimes. But the thing is, because they're old, there are issues with them. There are game design choices that made sense at the time that really aren't so fun today. Well, when it comes to Pokemon Crystal, Smith Plays Pokemon has tried to remedy that. He created a ROM hack called Crystal Legacy. This playthrough I'm about to show you, I didn't know very much about the ROM hack. I hadn't even seen the video he made on it, detailing what his ideas were and some changes he made, and there are a lot of changes. There is an entire Google Doc with just hundreds of changes, base stats, moves, everything. If you want to play this ROM hack, this is your Bulbapedia. But as I was saying, this ROM hack attempted to remedy the issues of Pokemon Crystal without turning it into an entirely different game. Now, I'll be honest, I was a little confused. I mean, there already exists a better version of Crystal, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And while those games are kind of old themselves by this point, they definitely are a lot more modern than the original Gold Silver Crystal, so I was really curious about what this game would be. So in today's video, I'm going to do what I originally wanted to do when I started a YouTube channel, become a video game reviewer. Provide to you a review, at least from my perspective as someone who likes challenge runs, as someone who plays a lot of retro Pokemon. Is Crystal Legacy worth playing? Is it enjoyable? What were my experiences with it? So let's start where you would start when you play Crystal Legacy, the beginning. In the beginning, you're not going to notice too much different. Apparently the dialogue was a little different, but I never read dialogue in Pokemon games, so I didn't actually know that. Honestly, the biggest change was that youngster Mikey's Pokemon, the first trainer you battle, were Johto Pokemon now, and there were a lot more Pokemon catchable in the grass, including Pichu. I actually decided in this playthrough to use my favorite Pokemon, so if you ever wondered what team would J-Rose use if he was in the game, you're actually gonna find out eventually. But I guess we can skip ahead to Falkner. You can see that I have a Mareep, which you wouldn't normally have in regular Pokemon Crystal, and it easily knocked out Pidgey, and then came out Noctowl. Noctowl still does no Mud Slap, so it is still Falkner as you know, but you may have also noticed a really cool aesthetic change. The menu Pokemon have their own specific icons the way they do in modern Pokemon games. This is a really cool touch that I think could have probably been done in Crystal originally, but is really nice to see. Not a huge gameplay difference, and Cyndaquil beats Noctowl. Honestly, didn't really notice too much different. The original Falkner tends to pick super effective moves as well, so
straight, and most importantly, I almost gave up.
My fucking god, I do no goddamn damn.
To set things straight, I am not cyberpunk illiterate. I know that there are safer ways to complete this mission, but once again, those methods completely divert from the core premise of this YouTube channel. In a pure masculine rage that could possibly rival that of the Doomslayers, I walked into here guns blazing. Saying that this was difficult is an absolute understatement. Not only did I have to deal with the constant nag of cyber hacks, but also a warehouse full of elites and mechs that had the capability of fucking healing themselves. I know some of you sick f***s like to complete the challenges that I do, so to avoid any litigation by my viewers, I would like to formally announce that I am in no way responsible for the mental state you will be in after attempting this mission, and also I refuse to cover any therapy fees. After finally working my way inside, my brilliant intuition suggested that I should make a hasty retreat after every kill I got and save the game. But instead, I decided to hunker down and take things slowly, and oh boy am I glad that I did. and after discussing the dead-end leads we had obtained, Judy had a theory. A game theory. She suspected that the local illegal brain dance salesman would have the brain dance that could pinpoint Evelyn's exact location. Her hunch was correct, and we made haste faster than the US government taxes the working class to go and rescue her. As someone who has made a career out of poo-poo pee-pee jokes and trying his hardest to explain everything humorously, I can safely say that I have nothing witty or funny to say about this mission. Just pain. Working my way into the warehouse wasn't too difficult because I could keep my distance, but inside was a different story. In this sanctum, nobody's fart meat was safe from a pounding. I did have a bit of help down here, but I'm fairly positive that Judy shot blanks because she was pretty much useless. I was hoping that the enemy AI would at least target her instead of me, allowing her to tank a bit of the damage, but even that didn't seem to happen. After a handful of deaths I was too lazy to count, we eventually found Evelyn, thanks in no small part to my grenades and these cyber hacks being absolutely goated. Saving her may have turned her into a lobotomite, but that was better than keeping her down here in the Diddy dungeon. We made sure to bring her to safety, and Judy was able to scour her noggin for any information she had on the Johnny chip. It turns out that she was working with the Voodoo Boys, and that meant that I was going to have to head over there to chat with them. On my drive over to Pacifica, I decided that instead I would take a detour. I had two main missions left that I dreaded over the thought of completing. Those two being the Voodoo Boys mission with both the Sasquatch and Placide fight, and Takamura's mission with Oda's fight. You would think that one boss fight would be easier than two, so I chose the latter to save what I thought would be the hardest mission for last. But let me tell you that I was wrong, and Takamura's Mass Effect 2 suicide mission was a proverbial cum shot that broke the porn star's back. Has this difficulty tempered me enough to survive this hell? The answer was to try, and the outcome was to surely get my cheeks dissected. Even with committing the cardinal sin of save scumming every now and then, taking down the Arasaka snipers made me feel like I was trapped in a never-ending war, especially with this fucker here, whose sole purpose was to run you down so hard it looked like a hate crime. Every fight either ended with my abrupt end or left me with the hair of health. I literally would rather reenact One Man One Jar live on YouTube than deal with this again, and that was a fact. The final sniper was alone, and the easiest to take out, as Arasaka, like many corporations, was currently understaffed. Finally, that hell was over, and my success only gave me a very minimal dopamine spike, because I knew exactly what was coming next. Takamura asked me to take care of the final hiccup in his plan, and as I removed the Netrunner's power supply, the Sensei of Sodomy arrived to finally stop us meddling rascals. To put things rather short, Oda's boss fight felt damn near impossible. That man was hungry, and the only thing that could satiate him was my ass. Thankfully for him, there wasn't a shortage of cheeks around for him to clap, because I tried over and over, tickling his health bar and getting absolutely decimated. With his sheer speed, he could run circles around me before I could even turn around. Hacking him wasn't an option, because apparently you needed enough RAM to hack God if you wanted to touch him in his omnipotence. And the arsenal I was running did nothing but a bee's dick of damage to his health bar. One combo of his would drop me down to 10% health, and that was a problem because I only had a finite amount of heals before they were on cooldown. Subsequently, I spent around an hour here beating around the bush trying to find a viable solution to defeating him, but I wasn't making any grounds. He was unkillable and pretty much felt like an upper rank demon from Demon Slayer. That was a reference for all of my anime autists out there. I'm embarrassed to admit that after my 26th death, I decided to finally slot in the skill points I had accumulated throughout the run, thus forth failing the sub-challenge within this challenge. Doing this felt worse than a rectal itch in public that you couldn't just scratch, but this video was recorded right after my Spider-Man 2 no damage run, so the pain this tip tugger was bestowing upon me was a little too much to handle. I specced into the intelligence, cool, and reflex trees, which also happened to complement the tools that I had at my disposal. The intelligence and reflex tree were specifically the real winners here, as we were able to obtain the overclock and dash skills. Dash does exactly what it sounds like. At level 2, your dodge is replaced with the dash. That not only could get you a fair distance, but also makes you violently come because it does a great job at making you feel like the Doomslayer. As for overclock, this skill gives you 10% more quick hack damage, in addition to one of the manliest actives in existence. Toggling it allowed you to use as many quick hacks as you wanted at the cost of your own health. Even with my upgrades, this fight was still absurdly difficult. I could finally dodge a majority of his attacks, but after 30 tries, it was becoming apparent that I was going to have to essentially no damage Oda if I wanted to win, especially seeing as downtime wasn't a luxury I could afford, and dying behind thick plywood and cement was a common occurrence. I want to mention that I had 2 great runs bug out and could have easily brought home the dub a lot earlier, but I have integrity, and winning like this just felt wrong. I'm going into a bit of spoiler territory here, but Oda was the hardest boss fight in the game, even harder than Adam Smasher. So at this point, if you're looking to get your taint tongued, Oda's fight was inarguably the best source. I locked in, drank gamersubs using code Senza, and then had my eyes glued to the minimap to pinpoint where that rat was located at all times, dodging every attack he threw at me and blasting him whenever possible. Somebody go call the Costco guys, because I finally brought the boom to Oda after 3 hours of trying. I spared Oda, and if Halo 3 taught me anything, it was to always leave a stranger with a bit of man stench before hitting the road. The Arasaka Roombas that tried to stop me were no match for the forbidden jutsu known as pixel peeking, and it turns out that our plan succeeded. Hanako was kidnapped, and it was time to bleach her ear holes with the truth of what actually happened to her father. While laying everything out onto the table for her, Arasaka goons showed up to give us a good spanking for the crimes we had just committed. As the loyal and heroic friend that I am, I attempted to save Takamura during my escape. Unfortunately, every single enemy inside of this building was absolutely lethal, and I could barely make it 2 steps without getting destroyed. Not even King Arthur could remove their tongues from my asshole, because they were rimming me and running me down good. Post Oda, I was genuinely tired, and I wanted a break from all of this unhinged cock and ball torture maxing. Regrettably, saving Takamura was the very antithesis of what I wanted. Sometimes you've got to make a rough decision, like salvaging what sanity you have left, or saving a buddy from a group of corporate torture specialists. So with a heavy heart and 12 tries later, I ran like the coward that I was, and left him to the merciless clutches of Arasaka. After finally escaping the 4-hour-long no-holds-barred match that was this questline, Hanako reached out to me with an unexpected proposition. She wanted me to personally help her take down her brother in exchange for removing the cerebral squatter in my skull. It was a bold offer, and one that could change everything, but before we could dive into any grand plans of corporate takeover and family drama, I first had to sit down with the Voodoo Boys for a little heart-to-heart about this chip. Upon arriving in Pacifica, I decided that for science, I wanted to see if I could brute force and shoot my way through this little quest arc. I've come to report that not only was it not possible, but the residents here seem to be fucking wizards. Following a scripted orientation, I met with Placide, who let me know that he would get me in touch with his boss, the leader of the Voodoo Boys, if I first did a little gig for them. I made my way to the mall, wondered what the fuck were those, and then decided on a different change of scenery from my typical Cyberpunk challenge run. Instead of taking the back door, I decided I'd like to take the front for a change. But I felt as though I would be robbing you precious viewers out of those good feeling brain chemicals, watching me fail over and over. So before I took the front entrance, I decided to first eradicate all the animals along the backside of the mall. I felt confident coming into this area, but I can tell you now that I left with my pride in the ICU. Each fight had me playing like a baby back bitch, but this was obligatory though, because fate was a fickle mistress, and so were my organs. I made sure to only make advancements whenever my inhaler was off of its cooldown, and eventually, thanks to the hazardous environment that these bicep gremlins live in, I was able to take them all out one by one. Once I was done hitting it from the back, I made my way to the front doors of the mall, and was pleasantly surprised at how diabolically easy this was. I took a few down from a distance, shut off the turrets in the main lobby, and used dash to my advantage when getting run up on. I relied on my sharp instinct for justice to track down the officer, and to no one's surprise, he had a bodyguard protecting him that I needed to take down. After our first exchange, it became painfully clear that my attacks were barely making a dent, and on top of that, she did a ton of damage. One mess up was the difference between my life and my cock exploding, and I'm not talking the way Maximus would have wanted. This was tragic, almost as tragic as when Hentai Haven shut down back in 2018. And I'm not going to lie to you gentlemen, I did panic for a quick second thinking that maybe this would be where the challenge ended. But thankfully, the dash skill proved to be a game changer during this fight, and pretty much the catalyst to winning it. If you're able to dodge a few of her attacks, she would eventually throw her hammer at you. If you pick her weapon up, she resorts to fisticuffs to try and spread your cheeks. One of her attacks, if dodged, puts her out of commission for just a few seconds. This opening gives you the opportunity to target the Isaac Clarke style implant on her back, which if you didn't know, heals her. The starter pistol didn't have enough damage to destroy it in a single go, but that is okay, because it doesn't regenerate health like she does. Though it took a while to get right due to me being functionally dysfunctional at everything I do, ultimately I took her down thanks to a bit of patience and quick reflexes. Once I confronted the officer, it turns out that Placide deceived me. His real intent was to get me close to the Netwatch officer and use me as a proxy to unleash a deadly virus that would wipe out all of the operatives in one fell swoop. This genuinely was to no one's surprise, as the Voodoo Boys and their intentions reeked more than my ass after a Taco Bell dinner. But I played along with their game and returned to make sure that I was graciously rewarded with that meeting that he promised. Brigitte explained that the chip was slowly taking over my mind, and without proper intervention, I was soon to have terminal scarlet brain rot. In exchange for access to some of Johnny's info he had on Alt Cunningham, she offered to help stabilize the chip and potentially remove it. I partook in the trendy and super quirky ice bath challenge, was hooked up, and then went under. If you want a TLDR on the story beats, in summary, this mission just shows us that Johnny, much like Igon in the Doomslayer, was simply too angry to die, and was an absolute Chad back in the day. In addition, Alt Cunningham so happened to not only be his significant other, but also the best netrunner in Night City. Arasaka kidnapped her and used her to experiment on, uploading her consciousness to what I imagine is every binary engineer's wet dream. She told Johnny and I that if we got her close to Arasaka, she would assist in dissecting us, and then sent me back to reality, letting me know that the Voodoo Boys were going to let me pass unharmed. Now, you rational gentlemen may be thinking I just easily walked out of here the diplomatic way, because it would take a special kind of autist to willingly blast out of Voodoo Boys HQ during a challenge run like this. The thing is, you all are wrong, so I kindly informed Brigitte that her time had come to an end, and then, with no hesitation, channeled my inner Johnny sins and started dropping dick off like it was my full-time job. To keep things brief, I died over 33 times here, and spent a little over 2 hours attempting to make my escape. The main culprit of my demise was the fact that the Voodoo Boys had access to a hack that pretty much would one-shot me if I didn't disrupt its caster. But just like how downloading and playing League of Legends makes you a worse person, doing these challenges did the very opposite, and my failures made me a better person. Problem solving was like second nature to me, and after making it this far, nothing seemed impossible. Through a ton of resets, I found that positioning myself toward the back left of the train shaft created a natural funnel for my enemies. This strategic spot reduced their aggression somehow, which allowed me to methodically take them down as they approached one by one. Taking them down gave me the ego boost I was desperately craving, but my serenity would quickly come to an end when I remembered that I would have to fight Placide before leaving here. The tiny room where his boss fight took place wasn't ideal for this challenge, as it rendered me susceptible to an unwanted buckshot enema. So alternatively, I stayed behind the door of which you entered the room and started slapping him with a barrage of hacks, bullets, and grenades. Within 3 tries and about 16 IRL minutes later, because that is genuinely how long it took to kill him with my damage, my strategy worked and I could finally wipe my hands clean of Pacifica. I was finally nearing the end of this challenge run, and I had to make a decision on which ending I would choose. Hanako's ending would arguably be the fastest and effortless one, but as I've mentioned 30 times during this video, that wasn't an option, because not only did I choose that ending in the last Cyberpunk video, but also taking the easiest way out would make me feel stinky, and my primal ape brain just wouldn't allow it. So in a twist I'm sure no one saw coming, I chose the route Johnny Sins, the man of 1,000 professions would, the Pan Am ending. Seeing as I hadn't planned this originally, I didn't work on her questline at all. So before we could actually tackle the ending I wanted, Mr. Sins first had to do some busy work. With his skills in, well, just about everything, Johnny jumped right in, proving once again that he could handle any situation, even Pan Am's family drama. Her father figure and gang leader Saul was kidnapped, and within a moment's notice, we began our rescue. Together, we charged into the warehouse and made short work of the fuckers that orchestrated this devious act. After all of the trials and tribulations I had been through, I was pretty much a skilled practitioner in the art of ass clappage, and nothing they sent my way could stop me. Saving Saul was the moment that the stakes really started to rise. Since I didn't have the strength to take the alternative route out of here, we instead had to go back the way we came. Thanks to a resourceful little save I was able to pop down in the basement, it only took a few tries to get him to the getaway van for our great escape. Unexpectedly, the car chase section turned out to be the most challenging part of the mission, and it took me more tries than I would have liked. Once I developed a strategy, which was making sure to focus the gunners immediately, I just had to hope that RNGesus would bless me with a good run. In the process, not only did we rescue Saul, but also managed to help Pan Am face her daddy issues, because nothing says emotional growth like sending a few of our enemies to meet their gods and saving your family in the process. We had 2 more missions before we could finally call this challenge a dub. These 2 pushovers were stupid easy, and I'll just give you